Oh, you're married to a Taurus?
It's terrible.
Lucky lady.
It's such a fight. It's like the bull and the goat. It's like all we do is like
ram.
Oh, I mean, like
you're
we
basically
bump
like
heads all day long. It's like who's in control? Like who's gonna back down? Who's gonna have the last word? I'm Honey German. My parents are Dominican. I was born and raised in New York City. I love sneakers, and I'm a body positive advocate.
I'm Carolina Bermudez. Soy Nicaragüense, but I was born and raised in Ohio. I'm a wife, a mama, and a worker bee. This is Life in Spanglish.
Good morning, Carolina.
We talked about this before. Good morning, honey.
Buenos
you are
dias.
a New Year's baby, correct?
I am a New Year's baby.
So is that December 31st or
Yes.
January 1st?
December 31st.
That makes you a...
Capricorn.
Oh, I can't judge you. I don't know enough about Capricorns to judge you.
You don't?
No. What are the traits of a Capricorn?
Capricorns, we tend to be very controlling,
Okay.
very loyal, like to a fault.
Okay.
We're also the type of person that always wants to be right, and we tend to be leaders, but we're very caring people. Very, very caring.
Una bachillera. That you think you know it all.
Pretty much. Like we think we know everything, but we love very hard. We love, and the people that we choose to let in our circle is usually well taken care of, protected, bien mimado. Like,
You're the GOAT.
I am.
Oh my gosh, the greatest of all time.
Exactly.
Wait, I'm looking this up right now. It says Capricorn-born people are most determined of the entire zodiac. The most prominent qualities of the goats, as they're called, are that they're ambitious, check, conservative, nope, determined, sure, practical, and helpful, absolutely.
I try to be.
Okay, so you're like 3 out of the 6. Because anytime I try to meet someone, I think I saw this on your Instagram, I will immediately judge you if you're a Scorpio.
Really?
Because I dated a Scorpio.
When I think Scorpios, I'm like, oh, you a freak.
Yes.
I don't know why I have Scorpios associated with
1,000,000%.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Let's just say it was hard for me to walk around that time of my life.
Well, good God, Carolina.
It's like, I do. But you put something up that says, like, do you judge people based on their zodiac sign?
And a lot of people said absolutely yes.
Yes, I believe in definitely judging people by their zodiac sign, only because, so for example, they say like a Taurus woman embodies all acts of love and pleasure are my rituals. Okay. Able to move mountains and never disappoint. No, I've disappointed in my life. Real woman, loyal, stubborn. Yes, all of those things. So it's like some people completely do not believe anything about zodiac signs. And there are other people like me. I don't know how you are. You said you do judge people, right? A little bit?
Kind of, sort of. Sometimes I feel like I don't know anything. And I'm like, what sign are you? And they're like, Virgo. And I'm like, crickets. I don't know shit about Virgo people. But anyway, I've heard bad things about y'all. Like,
yes.
That's kind of like how I go about it.
Well, now, aren't we both married to Cancers? When's Nooney's birthday?
No, I'm married to a Taurus.
Oh, you're married to a Taurus?
It's terrible.
Lucky lady.
It's such a fight. It's like the bull and the goat. It's like all we do is like
ram.
Oh, I mean, like
you're
we
basically
bump
like
heads all day long. It's like who's in control? Like who's gonna back down? Who's gonna have the last word? We're just both super stubborn, determined, loud.
But see, like in a good combination, which I believe you two are, you can bring out the best in each other. Which unfortunately, you can also bring out the worst in each other. And you have to recognize what those things are, so you work on them, right?
I do, and I've changed a lot. Now that I've gotten older, it's just like I tend to like, oh wow, I'm about to lose my mind. Okay, I'm gonna go take a shower, honey. Like that's kind of like how I deal with things.
Yeah.
Like I just remove myself. If I feel like, wow, I feel like a really bad situation is coming on right now, I just kind of like just walk away. But before it was just very intense.
Yeah.
And kind of toxic at sometimes,
I think any relationship can get there, though. I don't care what sign you are. I think any relationship can get to the toxic level if you allow it.
If you
feed into the negativity.
If you both don't back down. One person always. I feel like for a marriage to work, it's just like when somebody's really wound up or when somebody's really having a bad day and stressed the fuck out. Like if you
can't put more fuel on the fire.
But some people do.
Right.
It's just like, wow, I had a terrible day. I'm in a bad mood. I don't want to do shit. I just want to lay here. Oh, so you're just going to lay here. You're just going to be a bum. That's not my fault. You had a bad day. Like you have to like give the person space and kind of like help the situation. And as a young person, that wasn't really like what I was.
You wanted to get to the bottom of it like right away. I want an answer. I want to know. Like that's the thing. It's like, you know, I struggle sometimes with like the whole like 1950s, 60s way of thinking, like being a wife, because I'm super independent. I'm a career woman. But then some of the best advice that my mother gave me when I was about to get married was like the one thing that she said to me: when your husband comes home, give him 20 minutes. Just think about it. Like when you get home, it takes you about 20 minutes to take off your shoes, you go wash your hands, you go change your clothes, you do all of this stuff, right? When I first started dating Mark, he would come home and the first 20 minutes I was like, and then you missed this, and then blah, 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 blah. And I'm like giving him like a laundry list of all, and he was just like, oh my gosh, you're like really overwhelming me right now. But that's my personality, you know? So it's like basing people off of their zodiac sign. When I started dating Mark, I had to research what a Cancer was. And I found out like they're hella sensitive.
They are.
This is a guy who is like just no emotion. You know, you don't fluff him. He very, very rarely gets pissed off. But if you say something, ooh, it will. Hard exterior, soft interior, you know? So then it's like, oh, but he'll hold on to it. And I can't believe you said this to me. And I'm just like, oh, come on. Like I said it in passing.
My older sister's a Cancer too, and she's like that.
And she'll hold on to things?
Yes, she will. And she will remember it and say it a lot. Like I remember 7 years ago when you said this.
And it's like, you don't even remember. Like, where was I 7 years? She's like, I know the outfit you had on.
Yeah.
I remember where we were standing in the room. Like, they're very detail oriented. So now I know not to fight with him about things like that. But even like my babies, when I was pregnant with Noah and Asher, I researched their signs because I was like, what kind of babies? Like, what kind of traits are they going to have?
Oh, you're so cute. Like, what kind of babies are they going to be?
No, and I did. And I actually looked up like the comparison of a Virgo child with a Taurus mother. And
oh, God, you went deep.
I did.
You didn't just want to know what a Virgo child was. You wanted to know how he would interact with you.
Well, because, and by the way, every child is an individual, because the way that I discipline Noah is not the same way that I discipline Asher, you know?
Oh, you don't put them both in the tub with cold water and whip their ass together like my mom did?
No, but I will.
Oh, okay.
No, but that's a great idea. Hold on. I'm going to hold on to that. Write it down. No, like, you know, they have different personalities, but there are a lot of traits that they have that run deep that I think they have the similarity because they're both the same sign.
Oh, they're both the same sign.
They're born 2 days apart.
Oh, my God.
2 years.
Did you plan it?
To the day. No.
Because that's a big coincidence.
Noah was born, obviously, September 6th, 1st, 2013. And then when I got pregnant with Asher, completely not, you know, planned.
It was a surprise?
I mean, it wasn't really a surprise. Like, we knew that we wanted to have another baby, but like, we were just like, oh, okay, like if it happens, it happens.
Okay, got it.
And so then like we went to the doctor and he was like, okay, great. So your due date is September 6th. And I was like, what? The same exact due date as his brother.
That's crazy.
And so Mark and I talked about it and I said, look, let's see how the pregnancy goes. And if it's a C-section, then we decide, you get to decide the date. And so it's a story that I like to tell everybody all the time because I remember like Noah is very bright. He's a very bright boy. He's super like just, he's such a good kid. And I said, it's going to be really difficult for this little guy to kind of always be in Noah's shadow. So I said, the one thing that I can give him is an earlier birthday. Oh. So I gave Asher September 4th.
So his birthday comes first.
His birthday comes first. And to this day, Noah's like, well, why does he have to go first? I said, because you get to do everything first in life. Let him have that. So, but yeah, I just think people need to, if you're ever wondering how to navigate, because I've done this with bosses. I've done this with, yes.
Where have I been?
Well, just because you know what it is, it kind of gives you a lay of the land. You kind of know what you're dealing with. Like, for example, I had a boss who was a Leo, and I have many friends who are Leos. Obviously, the Leo, the lion, is king of the jungle. Mm-hmm. You know, they're very, they're leaders. They're very determined, all of these things. And, you know, I knew dealing with a Leo that I was like, okay, so I would basically like have to back down on a couple things and like circle back. You know what I'm saying?
Got it. Okay.
So,
allow him to be the
him to be the leader, but then
yeah,
exactly. Like, don't fight a Leo. You don't fight a Leo and win.
Leo.
Oh, yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one. But you know what? You have to strategize with a Leo. You have to let them think they're the king of the jungle, and then you come back and you move around, and you know what I'm talking about.
I just let her win at all times.
Mm-hmm. So now, honey, I think I need to do some research.
On me and you?
I think I need to do some research if you and I are compatible.
Well, get on your phone.
I think we need to do...
Or do you know off the top of your head?
I really don't know because I don't have many Capricorn friends, which is funny to me.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Capricorn women friends are really, really amazing friends, or so I hear.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Capricorn, Taurus compatibility. In sex, love, and life. Well, we don't need to have sex.
We don't need all that. That's too deep.
Wait, let's see. Here it says, when Taurus and Capricorn come together in a love match, it's practical, a sensible partnership.
First of all, it's not a love match, Carolina. Can we do friendship?
I know, but still, the two signs, they share a certain down-to-earth logic and an interest in efficiency. That's true.
That is true.
Okay, Taurus is not interested in risking more than is necessary in terms of an emotional connection and involvement. Capricorn is similarly disinterested in that risk. I think Taurus has high standards. Capricorn's career is one of the great focuses of their lives. This is true. And I just like randomly picked this one. I'm cold. I'm reading this cold. They're interested in scaling the heights and tend to set very high standards for themselves to adhere to. Taurus has high standards as well, but regarding love, relationships, and possessions. The two signs admire one another's dedication and strength.
I do.
Yes. A love relationship with us can go stale fast. Okay, so but anyway, I
you
think
see,
we're good.
Carolina, I told you don't do the romance one.
I know. Okay,
Jesus Christ.
Look up like girl. We're both earth signs, so that's good. We both want to possess and be surrounded by beautiful things.
Yes, that I do.
Yeah. And
okay, I got something here.
Give it to me.
The most striking aspect of a friendship, not a romantic relationship, Carolina.
Okay, fine.
Between a Taurus and a Capricorn is the similarity of their character and their devotion to attaining their common ends.
I think we're a good match.
They both enjoy a lavish and comfortable life.
Same. Mm-hmm.
And are willing to take the effort to achieve them and don't mind sharing their resources with others. And that's true. All of that is
so
true.
We've said that before.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've always put on other people.
Always.
We're like down to help each other out.
We like to live good.
We like to live good. Yeah, we're not mad at Chanel or anything like that. You know, little
Exactly.
Versace. But no, I think that's why I'm just saying sometimes people discount the zodiac signs. And
I'm
they
about
say,
to
like,
research all my friends right now.
Girl, go down the list. I'm not even kidding you.
If somebody gets fired from friendship, it's your fault.
Well, then no. You know what? Email Life in English podcast. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I think that a lot of times people need tools to understand other people, and I think now we're so quick. We're so quick to let people go. You know, and I feel like maybe if you have an understanding of what a person or what makes them tick.
But can I ask you a question? Can I
What?
stop you right there? Do you feel like all Capricorns have the same traits? I feel like every human is so different that sometimes a zodiac sign is like not foul-proof.
It isn't, but I do think that I think that more often than not, they will have some of those
type of traits?
I do, just in my experience. Now, wait, what is this? Carolina picks the worst sign. What do you mean? What does this mean, Carolina picks the worst sign? Get on a microphone. What do you mean?
He wants you to tell us.
What is the worst sign?
Yeah, I'm trying to ask what you think the worst sign is.
For what? For romantic or just overall human?
No, like you read the zodiacs.
Yeah.
So like what do you think the worst sign is based on your research?
I mean, I would say...
She about the horoscope shame. You know that's the thing, right?
Is it horoscope shaming?
Yes, it is.
No, I've never heard of this before.
Yes, like horoscope shaming, it's like, you're a Cancer, I would never date you, and like discounting people.
Oh, see, now people are going to hate on me. I can't name one. Thanks a lot, Andrew. No, I'm not picking the worst sign. I will not pick the worst sign. I will say some people are difficult.
Scorpios.
Mm-hmm.
Taurus.
No, they're
Taurus
not that
men.
bad.
Jesus Christ.
They're not that bad. No, they're not. They're not as bad as you think. So that's why when you go through your list of friends, we have to ask the question, what is a good amount of close friends to have? You've told me that you have a small circle.
I do have a small circle, but can I tell you one thing? It's like I rotate friends, if that makes any sense. Like everybody is part of my life, but sometimes it's like I have a top 5, like MySpace. It's like, okay, I'm really fucking hard with these people right here. Like I see them all the time.
Right.
And I'm not opposed to making new friends either. For a long time, it was just like, no new friends, no new friends, no new friends. And now,
no new friends.
Now I'm just like, oh, okay, this person's cool, because it's just like a lot of my friendships have like not deteriorated, but we've gone different ways in life. You know, some of my friends became moms, they moved to Florida.
Oh, that'll affect you.
It does. So it's like, wow, like you used to be my best friend, but I haven't seen you in a year. So are you really still my best friend?
But do you make the effort, or do you wait for them to make the effort?
No, I don't really make the effort. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's
Yeah.
not like, oh, I'm coming to Orlando, you know what I'm saying, tomorrow to see you. But I do try to like keep in contact and
Well, it's like, but
and
you
send
like their
gifts to the
stuff on
kids.
social media. media.
Oh yeah, no, I
and,
like
you
everything. I comment.
and-
I'll
mhm.
send kids. The gifts come straight from Amazon to the house. Like wrap this up for the kid and put it under the tree. I try, but usually like 4 or 5 people at a time. I feel like is a good amount. I already have 2 sisters, which I consider my 2 close friends.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 other like non-blood related friends, more than enough.
I agree with you about the ebbs and flows of friendship because there are some friends that I've had since I moved to New York. I don't see them every day. I don't talk to them every day. But when we see each other, it's like we never fell off.
Yeah.
There's one girl in particular, and I think you guys know who she is. I'll say it, Cheryl. You know who Cheryl is. She's a riot.
She's amazing.
Don't see her all the time. Not exactly social with her all the time, but I have love in my heart for her. You know what I mean? So then it's like whenever we see each other, it's like, girl, you know, and then we like have the best time. So I would consider her a good friend. But like in my super tight circle,
Yeah, like that you talk every day, practically.
I keep it really tight. I keep it real tight. I've been burned, you know?
have?
Oh, I've been burned by some friendships. Big time. Big time. So I think that I'm a little bit more guarded as I've gotten older. And I think it's more about the quality time that you get to spend with somebody rather than like the number.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of friends that right now, even I'm 40, that have like 20 something. I'm like, I couldn't even
How?
tell you how, like, I couldn't even tell you 20 people in my phone right now that I text on the regular.
Nah,
Like,
that's a lot of people.
real honestly. And so it's like, and I also think that that's where things get kind of messy.
It really does. A whole bunch of women and just, nah, it's too much. I'd rather not.
Yeah. So I think like the good friend thing for me as I've gotten older, it's more about like, who do I trust? Who can I tell like my business to that I know they won't be like
Blabbing
spilling
to other people,
beans
yeah.
and talking to other people about it? You know, who can I confide in? And also like who has a similar type of lifestyle? Like, because you mentioned your friend, some of them have kids.
Yeah.
I became that friend.
Yeah.
Whereas some of my friends just stopped talking to me because, well, you're so busy with your kids. Well, no, I mean, I would make time for you, but it's a two-way street.
It's hard,
You
you
know?
know, and like with me and my best friend, it was all about us for like, 15 years. And then she had a baby. And then it was just like, I could never get her on the phone. I could never see her. And it's like, yeah, you're a mom. Now you have this baby. But it just felt weird. It was just like, wow, it was all about us before. We used to talk 2-3 times a day. Now it's like, I can't even find you. I can't even reach you. And I feel like the relationship never really made a comeback after she had a baby.
Well, and also, you know what? A lot of people use that as an excuse, but I'm the type of person where it's like, even my good friends, where if I don't, you call me and I'm putting the kids to bed or whatever, 9:30 rolls around, I'm like, girl, I was putting those kids to bed. What's going
You'll call
on?
back?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
some
you
people
have to
don't.
maintain the relationship.
balance,
Like that's
yeah.
where I'm saying it shouldn't all be on the person who doesn't have kids to maintain the friendship.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
kind of felt like, I was like, okay, I feel like now I'm just bothering her.
Right.
And I kind of like,
So you back off.
And then I told her, and then she was like, I never hear from you anymore. I was like, every time I call you, it's like you're busy or the baby's crying. Or
And then she got sensitive.
Or you're bathing
No.
the baby or something. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's more like a nuisance more than like you're glad to hear from me. It's more like, oh, the baby's crying and I'm driving. So I was just like, you know what? I'll just fall back. I'll let her really focus on like being a mom.
And that's actually very generous and like and thoughtful of you, because I think that it's like when it becomes work,
Mm-hmm.
that's when it isn't fun anymore. When that's when it's like it loses a little bit of the magic. I have certain friends that I can call and be like, we're going day drinking. I've had the worst week of my life. I need
And
you
they're
to
down.
meet me. And they're like, what time? I will be there. Are we doing rosé or what? Margaritas. And then there are my other friends who I call when I like need some practical advice or I need like a little bit of help, because we all fall off a little bit, you
Yeah.
know, the pressure. I have the other friends that are like my mom friends or, and so it's like you have like these different specific
Clusters of,
categories.
like,
Yeah. I have my
friends.
work friends, I think it just as you get older and you have a career, it's so hard to maintain all of those different relationships.
That brings me to a question. How many times a month do you see your friends? Like, do you do girls' night? Because I kind of struggle with that sometimes
Yeah.
because I feel like even though I'm married and I'm a career woman, I sometimes try to see my friends 2-3 times a week. And sometimes I think like, this is really overdoing it.
Uh-huh.
How many times a month do you link up with friends?
Realistically?
Yeah, realistically.
Like just girlfriends or
Yeah.
like couples night, kind of
no,
that
like,
stuff. Like
just
just
girlfriends.
girlfriends, maybe twice a month.
Okay.
Maybe twice a month, like realistically, just girls hanging out, like going somewhere, and it
Uh-huh.
doesn't even have to be a dinner. I'll go and work out with my friends,
Okay.
and then go and grab lunch after.
That's
I
cool.
consider that like a little meetup, But
Yeah.
I think it just gets too hard with everybody's schedules and, everybody's responsibilities to maintain friendships. And I believe I've spoken about this before, but loneliness is an epidemic. You know that it's becoming an epidemic in this country. And in the UK, they actually have a program about loneliness where they're finding that older people, meaning 30 plus, are having a hard time connecting face to face with friends. They're finding that
Because of social media?
Because of social media, because of people's unwillingness to leave your house anymore. Think about it. When back in the day, you would have to go to a bar
to meet
people or to talk to people, or you would have to go to the coffee house or to church or to all of these different places.
Not the church.
Well, I know you would know, but I think that's the reason why a lot of people have difficulty maintaining friendships, because there's just a lot on our plates.
Yeah, now you just go in your DMs and see who's trying to holler. You don't even got to go outside. You be on your couch on Saturday,
right? Yeah,
answering random motherfuckers. Talk about, hey, yeah, you like my picture?
And do you answer everybody in your DMs?
I answer everybody in my DMs that I follow.
Okay.
That other area of DMs of people you don't follow.
Oh, that's the
Bro,
scary
that shit
space.
is real scary.
That is the scary space.
I mentally prepare myself for what I'm gonna find there.
When it says images blurred and I'm like, not this one. I delete. I don't even bother. It could be a picture of somebody's kid. I just don't even want to expose my eyes to it, because I have seen too many things.
Bruh.
I pressed on the you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Image blurred, inappropriate content. I don't even go in that area. I went in that area the other day, and it's a woman sends me a message, and she's like, "Did you have neck surgery?" I'm like, "What? What is she talking about?" So
and now I'm looking at your neck.
So I guess maybe I was this, with my neck down and my skin creased. And she was trying to sell me a lotion for a neck surgery scar that I didn't have.
People are already always
and I wrote her back.
Like...
I said, I am literally crying right now that you think I have a neck surgery scar.
It was the angle, babe.
It's just I had my neck down, so it's my skin creased. And she was trying to sell me a lotion for my neck surgery scar.
No, she's all,
I'm like,
una
this is
crema que te puede ayudar.
La concha naca. That is why I don't go in that damn area.
People
right
are trying
there.
to sell you shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't do it. I don't go into the DMs and I don't know. Am I maybe people try to holler. Maybe it would be
I'm
an ego
100% sure they
boost.
probably are.
I should probably read them.
For real.
Whenever I'm feeling down.
Go in your DMs.
Well, let's talk about let's go to the salon, because I feel like we have a little bit of time, right? Do we have? Okay.
Oh yeah, we do.
Oh yeah, good. Okay, so it says this is a letter from. Let's see. It says, "Hola, preciosas. I'm a new listener. I've become such a fangirl of you two. Thanks for sharing your experiences, anecdotes, and advice. One thing I'm curious about is Carolina's career path. I was a huge fan of you on Elvis Duran's morning show and was sad to see you go. Can you tell us about your experience on that radio show and what made you transition into TV, now back to radio? Do you ever consider working with Elvis again? Keep up the kick-ass podcast." Oh, thank you so much. And I don't have your name. I have gum in my mouth. I should have taken it out at the beginning. Yeah.
Well, you're a pro. I didn't even realize it.
I've just been putting it to the side.
Right on the listener letter. Go ahead.
That right there. Keeping it classy. So, all right, let me tell you. Well, first of all, thank you for being a fan and listening during Elvis's show. I was sad to go too. That's a big misconception. A lot of people thought I was
happy.
Fuck this, I'm out. No, that was not real.
It's hard.
It was really difficult. So, in a nutshell, always from the time that I started going to school and the time that I started working, I wanted to work in television, and I wanted to do a daily lifestyle type of show. And that's part of the reason why I went to LA. But having the radio experience, when I moved to New York, got the best of both worlds. I got to work on Elvis's show in the morning, and then I would also get to be a correspondent or an on-air expert. And I finally got to the point where I was just I'm so done being the fill-in or the side person or, the expert. And I knew I could do it. And when the opportunity presented itself, I always said to my husband, I was I don't want to be 80 years old, God willing, I get there, and look back and say, man, what would have happened?
Yeah,
what would have happened if I didn't, if I took that opportunity. Yeah, I could have stayed with Elvis Duran's show. I loved it. I thought it was one of the most enriching lessons, and I mean, I learned so much. It's hard for me to put it into words, because that show, day to day, you learn so much about yourself, about other people, about you're basically working with a legend. But
Where did you go when you left Elvis?
I went to a local morning show.
Okay.
A live local morning show called Live from the Couch. So it was like basically Good Day New York, what Rosanna Scotto and they do.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it was to counter program that. So it was like a local New York type of thing. And it was one of the best experiences I've ever had.
Really?
Even though
That's
the show got
amazing.
canceled,
Yeah.
I met awesome people. I learned so much about myself. I grew as a broadcaster, as a talent. I gained that confidence. And then unfortunately it was canceled. And I've always said this. It was probably one of the most humiliating experiences of my life.
Aw.
But it was the best thing to ever
But you
happen
did it.
to me.
But you did it, and that's all that matters. It's like
I did it, and it also puts so much into perspective. You know, like we take a lot of these things for granted. Like when you're like working in media and people give you things, or you get to go to these events, or you get to do, you know, you kind of lose sight that like, wow, one day that's gonna end.
it could be taken from me.
And one day, exactly, people won't be answering your emails or calling you back, or, you know, so it was definitely, for me, it was an eye opener. And I would never, ever change the experience. But when I got the opportunity to come back to radio, thanks to Rob Miller, our old boss in Cubby, I jumped at the chance.
How did that come about? Did you get a call?
I got a call. So I was getting courted from another station, and then I got a call from Cubby. Cubby's always been my homeboy. Like, I
okay,
love
so
him.
you've been
yeah,
friends.
yeah. And so he called me and he said, "Hey, do you want to meet for lunch?" And I was like, "Dude, you feel bad for me, huh? Because I don't have a job."
Oh, it just happened like right after.
like a week after the show got
Get
canceled.
out of here. Okay, so good timing.
Yeah, and so he goes, no, man, come on, like, come down and have some lunch. I want to see you. I want to make sure you're okay. And so I met him for lunch, and we were just normal Cubby, you know. And he just said to me, he was like, "What would you ever think about working with me?" And I said, "Get out of here." You know, I didn't even think, because at the time they had their established show. And he was like, "No, you know, like we're thinking about making some changes." And, you know, and I said to him, "Cubby, if I ever had the opportunity to work in radio again, I will never leave." And I had the conversation with Rob, and the other company was very interested. And I said, "You know what? I may not be making as much. I may not be, you know, doing something with this other company that they promised me a lot of other things." I said, "But I believe in this, and I believe in Cubby and I think that this is where I'm eventually going to like ride out."
And here we are.
And here we are. And here we are. And I've always said it. I will never, ever leave radio again.
That's
I won't do it.
amazing.
Yeah. Like, it's just, to me, it's the most powerful vehicle for anybody in media. I don't care what anybody says. TV, they come and they go. A new person can come in and say, "You know what? I don't like that girl's look. I want a girl who's blonde haired and blue eyed," and boom, you're out. It is that crazy.
It is real cutthroat.
And
in
you
TV.
could be the most talented person on the planet, and because one guy just
Doesn't like the way you
his
look.
dick doesn't move for you, you know, it's like you're out.
I like brunettes.
No, for sure. Like, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I hope that I answered your question. And would I ever consider working with Elvis again? You know what? I mean, you never know where our careers are going to go. You know, I mean, I think that he has an amazing show, and Gandhi is there now, and it's gone through so many different evolutions of people. And I always say Elvis is the gift that keeps on giving.
He really is. He's amazing.
He is the guy, and I say it all the time. I had the opportunity to work with a legend, and if it ever presented itself again, I would absolutely do something with him.
And there you
So
go.
he's a class act, yeah.
He really
So there
is.
you go.
I love him.
I hope I answered it the right way. I don't know. But yeah, that's there you go. So anyway, next time you guys have questions, email us. It's lifeandspanglishpodcast@gmail.com.
And make sure that you guys are following us on social, LI Spanglish, on Twitter and on Instagram. And we have a Facebook page too. We're going to open up a group on Facebook so that we can actually give you guys like footage
Yes.
that nobody else is going to get.
Never before seen footage.
We might give that. Can we do that, Andrew? All right. So we're going to
Are we going to have to create it, or is are people going to be following us around, or like what's the deal with that?
Nah, I got you. I'm going to explain it behind
okay,
the scenes.
good.
So only the members get certain things.
Oh, okay, good.
And
See?
make sure you rate us too, 5 stars on iTunes, and press that follow button so that you know every single time we drop a new episode.
We would love that. Thank you guys for listening.
Peace.